is something most people don't know about Anambra State. Ask anyone and they will tell you about the market, about the business, the hustle, and whereas that is real, Anambra State is one of the most enterprising places you would ever find. But there is another side of this state that barely gets talked about. And it has nothing to do with commerce at all. Anambra State is not just somewhere you go to do business, it's somewhere you can go to and you'll be amazed. And I mean it literally. Do you know that Anambra State has beautiful waterfalls and caves? Let's start with the most famous one, Ogbunike Cave. It's about 10 kilometers from Onitsha. When you get into the cave, you walk about 117 steps cut into a forested valley. And before you enter the cave, it is tradition to actually take off your shoes. Local legends say that the cave was discovered by a hunter named Okwa almost 4,000 years ago. And over centuries, it has meant more than just a tourist stop. People hid in this cave during the slave trade and again during the Nigerian Civil War. Since 2007, Ogbunike Cave has actually been on UNESCO's radar as a potential World Heritage Site. I want to be accurate here though. It is still on the tentative list and it hasn't been officially inscribed yet. But even without this title, it is one of the most visited natural sites in the whole state. Next, let's go to about 75 kilometers east, close to where Anambra touches Abia, Enugu, and Imo states. That is where you find Ogbaukwu Cave and Waterfall. In a town called Owerri Esukala, the locals call it Ogbaukwu, which means the Great Cave, and considered by many one of the largest caves in West Africa. Inside, there is a waterfall that drops into a cool plunge pool right near the entrance. And if you go deeper, there's a second waterfall called the Miracle Water, which the local believes has healing properties. There is even a fossilized elephant foot preserved in one of the chambers. It has been there for so long, nobody really knows exactly when it arrived and how it got there. Then there is Osukude waterfall at Abansube. This one sits on a landscape that is honestly worth describing on its own. The waterfall itself isn't massive, it drops to about 10 feet and it has a spring to its side. Across a stretch of land you could walk in a few minutes, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in what it represents. This is a waterfall with real potential. Some believe that if properly developed, it could even generate electricity power for the surrounding community. Right now, it is mostly untouched, which is why it is worth seeing before it changes. Next is the Ajalli Cave. Locally, people call it Obwa. It's found in Ogbunike village in Ajalli town, which is actually the headquarters of Orumba North local government area. It sits in the middle of the rainforest region in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The story behind it goes back to generations. Local hunters were said to have discovered it back in the 1800s. Historically, this cave was a source of clean water for the community, and during times of conflict, it served as a safe place to hide. It tied into the socio-religious lives of the people who lived around it for generations, and for what's inside, it's still very much alive as a natural sense. Bats, pythons, and what locals call snakefish move through it. We call ourselves the light of the nation, and honestly, seeing all of this is easy to understand. If you like videos like this and you would want to see more, follow Anambra socials on all social media platforms